Hello everyone. Now this is our second lecture, that is classification of relays. Various types of protective relays are used in practice depending upon the function, actuating quantities or components used. According to the quantities by which the relay operates includes thermal relays where operating quantity, or sensing element, sensing quantity is temperature. Thermal relays, overcurrent relays, current is sensing parameter. Over voltage, under voltage relay, voltage is the sensing parameter. Under and over frequency relays, frequency is the sensing parameter. Fluxing relays and power relays. According to the construction, we have attracted armature type relay, induction disc or induction cup type relay, and balance beam type relays. According to the number of sensing quantities, either we have single input relay, either they will sense one quantity or they will sense multiple quantity. A multiple input relay measures two or more than two quantities and respond when output of mixing device exceeds the predetermined threshold. A single input example of single input relay is overcurrent relay, under voltage relay, over voltage relay, while example of multi input relay includes distance relay where sensing parameters are voltage and current. According to the function in protective scheme, relay may be main relay, auxiliary relays and signal relays. According to the component and devices used includes electromagnetic, this is evaluation of relay, electromagnetic, static, microprocessor, digital or numerical relays. According to the characteristics they adopt, instantaneous, time delay, inverse time delay relay, these are the best example of characteristics they adopt. IDMT, very inverse, extremely inverse, these are some of that. Now coming to our next point, that is electromechanical relay. We are starting from this. These are our olden relay which we were using earlier. Nowadays in some application we are using it. Okay, in your minor project you have used this electromechanical relays or attracted armature, that we will see later on. These relays have certain advantages and disadvantages. Main advantage is that they are rugged in nature as they can withstand voltage spike due to surges and can carry substantial current. Main drawback is as it have moving part, so suffer from friction. They will suffer from problem of friction. Now we'll see evaluation of the relays starting from the electromechanical relays. As I told, electromechanical relay in olden days we are using electromechanical relays, but they have problem of friction, low torque, high burden, high power consumption for auxiliary equipment. We shifted to the static relay after the invention of IGBTs. IGBTs, MOSFET. In 1950s we have static relays because of their small size and precise and complex characteristics. In 1950s we were using static relays, but the problem of this static relay is they may maloperate due to temperature variations or mechanical vibrations because they are very small in size and we are using heat sink in that. Okay, if due to temperature these relay may maloperate and we need frequent replacement of these relays, so we are not, nowadays we are not using this. Now in 1970s we have, after the development of VLSI technology, very large scale integration technology, we have sophisticated and fast microprocessor relays. Okay, that is microprocessor based relays. But this relay also, because nowadays we are having digital signal processors, so definitely microprocessor relays have short life. Okay, we have numerical relay around 1990s. After the invention of DSPs, we have digital signal processor based relays called as numerical relay. In numerical relays, major AC quantity are sequentially sampled and converted into numeric form. A DSP performs mathematical operation on the data to make a trip. This relay has numerous advantages over all earlier relays. That is cost, it is reliable, speed as I told from 10 millisecond to 30 millisecond. Relay microprocessor relay, this numerical relay operate within 10 milliseconds. Data storing capacity is there, sensitivity. These are advantages of this numerical relay. So we are using numerical relay all over. Okay, in every substation electromechanical relay have replaced by numerical relays. Electromechanical relays, now this we need to study because principle remains same. Attracted armature type, plunger type, hinge armature type, balance beam type. Two types of electromechanical relay. Second is induction type, it is induction cup type and induction disc type. Coming to the next slide, next point, that is attracted armature type. As the name tells you, it consists of attracted armature, means definitely it have electromagnetic which will attract some plunger or solenoid. It will energize either by AC or DC supply. The attracted armature relay operates on the principle of electromagnetic force. When operating quantity is greater than the restraining quantity, the relay will, the operating torque is more, the relay will, or the operating torque will attract that armature. This is the principle of attracted armature type of relay. Whenever the force developed by the electromagnet exceeds the restraining force, the moving contact closes due to movement of armature. Sometimes multiple contacts are mounted in parallel, which cause a single input to actuate the number of outputs. Applications. These relay generally we are using in your minor project. You have used this attracted armature type relay. These relay are used for protection of AC and DC equipment as an instantaneous relay that has no intentional time delay. This relay operate faster. So as we cannot provide intentional time delay, so this relay we are using in small applications. Hinge type attracted armature type. This is attracted armature type, but armature, this one point is hinged, so here that point is hinged, so called as hinge type attracted armature relay. Point is hinged. Look here, current or voltage when actuating quantity is greater than the preset value, electromagnetic force is produced, that is called as operating torque. This spring will produce restraining torque. As operating torque is greater than the restraining torque, this plunger get attracted like this here to the iron core, and while moving to the iron core it closes this trip contact. Okay, this may be, we have two coils. If input is AC, we can have two coils and these two fluxes. This I will explain in detail in our live lecture. Second is plunger type attracted armature relay. Plunger type, here again this is your electromagnet, coil is wound on this middle limb. Okay, when operating torque is greater than this restraining torque, this plunger get attracted inside. While moving inside, it closes this trip contact and it gives tripping signal to the circuit breaker. Attracted armature relay. If an AC current is used, the restraining force produced by the spring is constant and the developed electromagnetic force is pulsating in nature. Why pulsating in nature? AC have waveform like this, or it is have nature like this. So definitely positive half and negative half. Okay, so plus and minus. So in positive half, what happens? At certain point it will actuate, and when it will when the quantity goes in negative direction, it will deactuate. So it will pulsate in one cycle, it will pulsate twice. It will pulsate in one cycle, it will pulsate twice, while moving up, while moving down. This I will explain in our live lecture. To overcome this problem, because of this the relay will chatter and produce a noise. As we have frequency 50 hertz, frequency 50 hertz means in 1 second we have 50 cycles. So 50 times it will be on and 50 times it will be off. So definitely on and on off continuously goes on, so it will produce a noise and finally it will not operate. So we need some improvement in that electromagnet, that I will tell. Okay, to overcome this problem, the magnetic pole is split in such a way that produces two phase shift fluxes in the pole, such that the resultant flux is always positive and constant. Here it is, we have two coils, so we get two fluxes, and because of these two fluxes the resultant flux is always greater than the positive. In this relay, either we are to overcome this problem, either we'll provide two coils or we will provide, there will be shading band or shading coil to this iron core. So definitely when flux will move from this core, they will have two paths, one with non shading pole and other with shading pole. So again we'll get two fluxes. Okay, this is attracted armature type. Now induction type relay. The induction relay operates on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Hence it is a split phase induction motor with contacts. This induction relay having same principle you have seen or you have studied in first year, that is please, or second year machines, split phase induction motor. The principle of this induction relay remains same as split phase induction motor. Also in your measurement you have studied wattmeter. In wattmeter we have induction disc and it operates on the principle of induction. Same principle is applied here. These are the most widely used relays for protection of lines and apparatus. Operating force is developed due to interaction of two AC flux displayed in time and space in a movable element called as rotor. Depending on the type of rotor, whether a disc or a cup, the relay is known as induction disc or induction cup. This already you have studied in second year, that is working principle of energy meter or wattmeter. In that you have seen induction disc or induction disc type, how force is produced. That already you have studied, but still we will take in the next lecture. Induction disc type relay. This is your induction. This is disc. This is shading pole, and this is non-shaded pole, and this is shaded pole. This is shading ring. This is shading ring. Here the flux which will pass through this shading ring will lag behind this flux. The air gap flux of shaded pole lags behind the flux of non-shaded pole, because the shading ring means what? It has inductive coil, so definitely it will lag. This is structure of induction disc relay. Induction cup relay. Here cup is there. 1, 2, 3, 4 coils are there. This rotor is a hollow metallic cylinder that is arranged between 2, 4, 8 electromagnet and a stationary iron core. The cup looks like an induction rotor, is free to move. It is like a cup. It is like a hollow cup, like this. This is solid part. This is hollow. It will move. This will act as a rotor. It will move. This will move. Okay. The cup is free to move in the gap between the electromagnet and the stationary iron. This iron core is stationary while this cup will move. Induction cup relay. The rotating field induces current into the cup, which then causes cup to rotate in the same direction. The rotation depends upon the magnitude of applied AC quantities and phase displacement between them. This induction cup type relay have more advantage than induction disk type. Efficiency is more, it is having a fast operation. It is having a fast operation. Balance beam relay. This balance beam relay generally we are using in differential relay, because here we have two coils, one coil, two coil. We can consider this as, this is operating coil or this is restraining coil, or two coil. These coils are connected in such a way that you can connect these two coils. Difference of current will flow. If difference of current is zero, this is a normal operating condition. If difference of there, if we are getting some difference of current, the relay will operate. So this structure generally we are using in a differential relay. Operating coil produces operating torque, whereas the restraining coil produces restraining torque. These two coils are connected in such a way that their electromagnetic force are in opposition. The electromagnetic force produced is proportional to the square of supplied quantities, either voltage or if current. Generally we are using current. When the operating torque exceeds the restraining torque, the movement of armature closes contact. This relay has a tendency to overreach because of low ratio of reset to the operating current. Balance beam relay is widely used in, as I told, this relay is widely used in differential, because we are having two quantities. Differential, we are having two quantities, and the relay connected in such a way that difference of current will flow through the combination. If difference of current is zero, the relay will not operate. If there is certain magnitude, then the relay will operate. So this is balance beam structure. This generally we are using in differential relay. Thank you.